Hello, welcome back to Bodhran Basics with Matt DeBlas. This video is actually a redo of my earlier slip jig video. I realized that the audio quality of that video was not great. It was very barely audible and I couldn't figure out how to fix it in post, so I figured I'd just give a quick recap or redo of what I covered in that video. So we're going to talk about slip jigs. What's a slip jig? Well, instead of being in 6 or 12 or 4 or something evenly divisible, a slip jig is a tune in 9. So it's general 9/8 times, so it's 3 groups of 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. And as we talked about in counting like a drummer, you break it into 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. And there is it's kind of a general name for, there's slip jigs and hop jigs, which are also in 9, and there's always some people who want to argue about certain tunes whether they count as a slip jig or a hop jig. I'm just going to use slip jig for everything in a 9/8 time throughout this video. And as an example, I'm going to give you one of the best known ones called the butterfly. You'll hear how it goes. So that's the butterfly, and you can hear it, that kind of waltzy 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. If counting and playing drums is hard enough, counting and playing mandolin at the same time out loud can be a bit of a challenge. So, great, so that's what a slip jig is. But how do we play it? Now, like in playing a jig, we can do our 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. But now we have 3 to do. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. And you'll notice something as every other round of 3, your 1 beat becomes an upstroke. That can be a little bit tricky, and that's why being able to count and keep that triple pulse in your head straight is really, really important. Where we talked about counting like a drummer, counting in 3, subdividing. You don't have to 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3 every time, but you that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's really important. So. So you're going to be doing that same jig pattern, so down, but then every other time your 1 beat will be on an upstroke. And how do we accent that or add some flavor to it? So we go to our this jig pattern. We can do a variation of that for a slip jig. So using our open position, low note, and what I'll usually do is 2 downstrokes on the first, and then the second one just a single one. So it adds a little variety and a little texture, but you can also do but I kind of like the alternating between the 2 and the 1. So that is one way to do a slip jig, using the jig pattern that we already learned. And it's worth, set a metronome. If you have something that you can set, 9/8 might be a bit much, but if you have a metronome you can set in 3 and get that 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, So that is slip jig form A. The second one I want to talk about is using, is not reversing direction, so it's using a very different type of playing pattern. And I'm going to grab the brush, the multi-rod beater for this, because it sounds great on these. And that will be using the down, up, down, down, up, down style of beating, which I kind of have touched on before, but it's really, really handy for slip jigs. And that is down, up, and kind of in, down, up. So the second downstroke is really a kind of quick, see if you can see the right angle, tap in. And then your one is always on a downstroke, and it puts you in a position to do different accents too. So that's a useful playing technique to learn. And again, let's go slowly through it. Try to get the right angle so you can see what I'm doing. So down, up, tap. Down, up, tap. Down, up, tap. Practice this again steadily with the metronome. Down, up, tap. Down, up, tap. When you get it up to speed, it'll sound. Which kind of chugs along nicely, doesn't it? And I'll get into adding ornaments to that in a different video when I talk about single-ended rolls. But for right now, focus on the down, up, tap. So to do that in slip jig, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm just doing that the back of the drum accent with the open hand. Or you can do. You know, play around with that too, but using that basic open-close technique to accent the downbeat gives you a lot of texture. So that means you've got two different patterns that you can use for slip jigs. Either the your regular alternating pattern, or this down up tap, or down up down. Down up down is kind of what you would call it in picking guitar or something, but it's really more accurately to be kind of a down up tap. I think in one of the other videos I called it down up down. D-U-D, D-U-D. But again, down up tap, or and I've already got a practice slip jig out there for you to work on, so give that a listen and try this out. Hopefully the audio on this comes out a little bit better. It's a little more easy to understand what I'm talking about, but please, any questions you have, put them in the comments.